What up? Want to make a quick vid. I'm gonna try to make this under 5 minutes. This is in response to Naptown. I was checking out this video talking about the Shane Mosley fight and how he was talking about how shitty Shane was in the Mayweather fight and how people was coming down on him about it, this, that, and the third. And he says that the people talking about the Pacquiao fight and Shane Mosley are hypocrites. And I guess to some degree, I understand his point, but the reason why I don't believe that it's being hypocritical or you can't use hypocrisy here is because that fight is the whole reason why people thought that the Pacquiao fight was some bullshit. Had Pacquiao fought Mosley, right after the Margarito fight, like Shane was begging for, nobody would have questioned that at all, one iota. That was the fight to make then, and they didn't do it. And when Floyd was the one to end up fighting Shane after he had destroyed Margarito, yeah, I was critical of Shane at the time. And at that point, I never wanted to see Shane fight again. Now, there would even be less slack had there not been one other badass fight in between the Mayweather fight and the Pacquiao fight. But the fact that the Moore fight did happen, the fact that it was shitty as hell, was the reason that there was no reason in the world Shane should have been fighting Pacquiao. And that's why there was the outrage that there was about the fight. And then Naptown too, you have to consider the fact that everybody that you probably seen making videos about how shitty Shane was also probably made a video about how Pacquiao shouldn't have been fighting Shane Mosley. Think about that. Now, at the time when Mayweather fought, nobody was saying that because Shane was the top. Shane was on top of the world when he beat Margarito, because he had beat Margarito, who was kind of like the man at the time. Until we found out he was cheating and all that stuff. And then it also brings me to this point. I was reading an article, I believe on Fight Hype. Can't remember, I'm not sure. But in the article, it was it was talking about how shitty the fight was and how we always get suckered into these pay-per-views. And it's true, we get suckered into these pay-per-views. You got to think about it. And this is for everybody who watches, who's going to see this video. When was the last time you watched a pay-per-view fight and you was like, damn, I got my money's worth tonight. I can't wait till this shit come on again next week. We always watch the fights because we fight fans. We fanatics. We addicted almost. But he mentioned the fact that the first Ward and Augustus fight was on ESPN2. We got the Gotti Ward trilogy on HBO. We got the Barrera Morales 1 on HBO After Dark. We got Berto Ortiz, free HBO. Some folks didn't like it, but I like the Berto Collazo fight. Free on HBO. Juan Manuel Marquez, free on HBO. The Marquez Vasquez trilogy +1, all on Showtime. And we end up spending an extra fucking 60 or 55, 59 bucks for these pay-per-views. And most of the time they pretty shitty. I don't care how big a Floyd fan you are. The Mayweather Mosley fight was pretty shitty. Almost as shitty as the Mosley Pacquiao. But I can say that the Mosley Mayweather fight was quite a bit more entertaining. But definitely not a fight that I wanted to see again. And last but not least, this thing of race, with within the YouTube boxing community. It's nuts. I mean, I feel like the shit is getting to a boiling point. I try not to touch it too much because I've been on the side of being discriminated against and the side of being discriminated toward. For anyone to say that racism doesn't exist is an idiot. It does. Plays a major role in our reality often. It does. But honestly, the thing of it is the fact that sometimes racism is played unknowingly. Most of the folks who get on here and all the Pac-Tards, and we know what a Pac-Tard is. You could be a Pacquiao fan and not be a Pac-Tard. We know that. But the Pac-Tards, most of them are Filipinos. I don't understand what the deal is. I've never seen, I'm not saying they don't exist, but I've never watched a video of any dude making racist remarks or statements about Pacquiao. It's strictly about what he does in the ring, or the lack thereof. But when you get comments on your page about being a dumb nigger and a stupid monkey and all this stuff, and it's hard sometimes to not address it, but I think that addressing it fuels them. It's because that's all they can do. It's not like one of them gonna come walk up to any black dude and smack the shit out of somebody or something. So for you to reply to a comment that they make like that is the only justification that they can get. So why give it to them? So I learned, or I felt like the best thing for me to do was just completely ignore them. At some point in time, they just gonna have to get the fuck on and leave just leave it alone altogether if you don't ever reply back. So, that's my take on it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes those ignorant motherfuckers, you just gotta pay them absolutely no attention. You can have a very intelligent, intellectual racist discussion, or a discussion about racism. You can even have an intelligent discussion with a racist dude, But those ignorant motherfuckers, those fucking ignorant ass Pac-Tards, those are the ones that we just ignore that shit on your comment page, man. Everybody, Pull Counter, Gambino, Slideways, all y'all dudes, Viz06, Boxing Wasp, Pull Counter, Blood, shit, man, all y'all cats. I know I'm forgetting a few, but just ignore them motherfuckers, man, them comment shits, because they ain't making no videos like all y'all say, man, they ain't making no videos, so just ignore their ass. That's all I can say, just ignore them, But, last but not least, one of the last dudes that I stumbled on last few weeks was Boxing Wasp, dog. Man, watching some of or just hearing some of your shit, you don't make shit to watch, but just listening to you. One thing I can say, dog, y'all, y'all ass make me think about shit, a little harder than I used to think about some things, dog. Appreciate that, bro.